counselors who do not have a license to even be called counselors,
Practicing.
people who call themselves lawyers who have never been to law school before, people who call themselves accountants who've never been to an accounting institution before, and they are practicing. They are out there telling people that they have licenses, and I don't know what else we can do to make sure that people like this do not have the permission to even open a facility. This is his facility.
I'm looking at the facility,
exactly.
And it's an established
Yes, this is
place.
his facility,
How
and
is he
I'm sure
operating?
he's been operating for some time.
And
so it's worrying and it's so heartbreaking. I mean, I read the story. It was a very lengthy story on Joy News, and I was shocked at the woman who eventually came out to speak as to how they were assaulted by him. Yeah, they described it to be so traumatizing. Some people lost their marriages. Some people wanted to commit suicide because of this, and it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
There are questions on my mind. So many questions. You know what? Maybe this morning is not the right time for it. I need to relax.
What a way to start with the first story. Coffee Daily. Anyways, let's move on to the 2021 Ghana School of Law entrance exams, and it saw a 28% of the LLB candidates gain entrance to Ghana's only institution for training lawyers. 790 out of 2,824 candidates passed the exams organized earlier this year. The pass rate is in line with previous years, except 2020, where 1,045 students out of 2,763 passed the entrance examination. In 2009, only 128 candidates out of the total of 1,820 passed the exam. The poor pass rate, has in the past sparked calls for a reform of legal education in Ghana. Wow. Wow. What are you thinking about? Why are you just standing there? Are you still traumatized by the first story?
I am.
You're literally just daydreaming, just standing there daydreaming.
I'm sorry. Talking about it will just take us back to the first story, because I'm just trying to understand
exactly
how he got his way with these women, why these women allowed him to do what he did. And anyways, about the law school.
Yes,
law school entrance
law
exams.
School.
It was trending on social media yesterday.
Yes,
lots of comments coming in.
Yes, it was.
Out
of 2,824 people, only 790.
Listen, law school is the new gold.
But now I'm thinking, so is it the lecturers who are not teaching them well, or is it the students who are not learning?
No, it's an entrance exam. So
yes, you pass your LLB. You're not now going to do the actual entrance exam to get you into the profession you want to be in the future, and you fail.
And like I said, maybe it's not for everyone.
To understand.
Maybe it's not for everyone.
But you did the LLB. Isn't it supposed to prepare you for the exam and what's ahead of you?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a difficult profession. I think yesterday I was saying we're shooting a scene like that, and I saw the law books there, and I'm like, okay. I'm
sure when they started the first year of LLB, they knew that it was a difficult thing. They still went ahead, got a degree.
I don't know. You can't tell whether it's a deliberate attempt to, sift the numbers, or people really didn't pass.
No, well, clearly they did. I don't know why they were massaging numbers, but I think clearly they did not pass. And I think it's worrying in the sense that how do we now deal with the fact that students are failing drastically?
We'll talk about that.
And then I guess the ones who deserved to get in got in. So we know that we're going to have great lawyers coming up. Okay, so now let's move on to Kumasi, the Ashanti region. 4 persons have been confirmed dead after Monday's night flooding of parts of the Ashanti region. According to the National Disaster Management Organization, 4 bodies, including 2 9-year-olds, have been retrieved, but 2 others who went missing are yet to be found. At least 10 lives have been lost to flooding in the region since the beginning of the year. A 9-year-old boy who went playing in the rain with 2 others also drowned on Monday. Oh, God, all these stories.
I feel like all these stories. What stories are we doing this morning? I don't like these stories.
But then today I was listening to the radio, and obviously the areas that were flooded by the downpour. Apparently, some years ago, there was nothing as such around that type of area. So now people are asking what is happening for those areas to now start flooding.
I mean, people are building in areas that they're not supposed to build.
Building, gutters, littering.
Getting choked.
Yes, exactly.
We sit down and watch these things happen, and then when calamity strikes, we're now looking for answers. Well, so sad. It's not a good story, but...
At all.
Let's move away from those sad stories and do some sports. UEFA has halted disciplinary action against Barcelona, Juventus and Real Madrid over their involvement in the proposed European Super League. The clubs were among the 12 founding members of the breakaway league, which later collapsed. The trio, who have refused to renounce the project, were being investigated for a potential violation of UEFA's legal framework. UEFA says it is now as if the proceedings had never been opened. Well, UEFA, please move away from it. We are okay. Okay, everything is going on well. It's fine. It's fine. Let's not go back to it. I mean, please. Anna. Let's move on with our stories. Chelsea midfielder N'Golo Kante has tested positive for coronavirus and will miss today's Champions League tie with Juventus. Sad. The 30-year-old will isolate for 10 days. He will not feature against Southampton in the Premier League on Saturday and is also likely to miss France's National League game with Belgium on October 7. Thomas Tuchel said he did not know how many of his players were vaccinated against COVID-19. Well, sad for you Chelsea players because Kante is such a pillar for the team.
I absolutely love Kante. At one time I said if I ever have to support Chelsea as a team, it will be because of this
Kante.
guy. Because I just love him. I mean, he plays for the French national team as well, and he just so humble. He has an amazing personality, and I just love that about him. He's not arrogant. He's just what you see.
Love everything French.
No, it's not that. No, I actually love Kante. He's an amazing person. I don't know him personally, but like from what I know and I've seen, he's an amazing person.
Let's see how that goes for them. But let's check out results in match day 2 in the UEFA Champions League played yesterday. And of course, Lionel Messi scored his very first goal for PSG. And in the game yesterday, PSG dealt with Manchester City, scoring them 2-0. RB Leipzig also lost to Club Brugge in a 2-1 game. FC Porto, of course, also lost to amazing Liverpool, 5-1. AC Milan 1, Atletico Madrid 2, Ajax 2, Besiktas 0, Dortmund 1, Sporting Lisbon 0, Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Inter Milan 0, and the one that everybody has been talking about on social media, Real Madrid losing to FC Sheriff Tiraspol 2-1, and Edmond Ado has been the man that everybody has been talking about. But let's check out games happening today in match day 2. Benfica will be taking on Barcelona. Bayern Munich will be going head-to-head with Dynamo Kiev. Atlanta will be facing Young Boys. Manchester United versus Villarreal, and coach, what's his name, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been talking. RB Salzburg versus Lille. Wolfsburg will take on Sevilla. Zenit St. Petersburg versus Malmo FF, and Juventus versus Chelsea happening tonight.
Hey, that's interesting. So now let's move on to the world of technology. Amazon is launching Astro, its first household robot. The company said it can be remotely controlled when not at home to check on pets, people, or house security. It can also patrol a home automatically and send the owners a notification if it detects something unusual. Amazon said it had been programmed with a range of movement and expressions to give it personality. Let's take a look.
A robot?
Yes.
What are we going to do with a robot?
Well, Astro, follow me.
I miss you too. Hey, you got the toy I sent.
Yeah, I love it. Astro, follow me.
Cool. All right, race ya.
Come on.
Told you I turned it off.
And now I totally believe you. Ooh, yikes.
Message from Steve. Remember to eat something green today, Dad.
Check.
Hey, Barbie. Just return the dogs.
Astro, let's dance.
Thought we weren't home, huh? You thought wrong. Good try, though.
What? Thank you. All right, I'm in.
Oh, do you know what? When I was reading the story, I was like, oh God, robot. But after watching that, I want one.
The art of persuasion.
I want one. Godwin,
The
I
art
want
of
one.
the art of persuasion.
Yes,
Now
that
look at
ad,
that.
you know what? That advert was just brilliant.
The art of persuasion. I mean, when you read the story, I was like, look.
No, because do you know when they said robot, I thought it was going to be like a
Like a
human being
robot,
robot, iRobot now take over the world and all of that. But then it's
This is
cute.
so- it's cute,
It's
isn't
a
it?
cute machine, and I want one.
Listen, guys, whatever you watched, if you want to know where the world is going, just go back to movies we've seen, 50, 40, 30 years ago, and you know where the world is going.
Absolutely.
Like, this is brilliant. This is amazing.
I love it. That advert was brilliant. I mean, I'm sold. I'm so please. I want one.
Let's start with the
Get
iPhone
one for me.
13, shall we?
Yes.
Anyways.
Okay, so it's now time for us to deep dive into the world of the entertainment and show you these. And our Jamaican finest, Godwin, is on standby. Stay with us.
Go on, people. Hey, everybody, you don't know someone happy, man. You know the thing go. You understand today is Wednesday and it's Fashion Wednesdays inside the AM Club. And this is this is MX Breaks. Lifestyle and entertainment, guys, where I bring you all updates in lifestyle and, of course, entertainment in Ghana and across the globe. Guys,
well done, brother, with the muscles and the biceps and the triceps and the...
Check you out. Both of you are looking good in your kaftans today.
Guys.
Fashion
Don't say
Wednesday.
anything about me this morning. This is why
It's been a
you guys
stressful
came
morning.
right out for fashion. Hey,
Thank you.
hey, that's a lovely dress. Hey, where did you
Yeah,
get that
thank
dress
you. I can't wait to stand up so everybody can see it.
Yeah, man looking like my auntie when I was growing
from?
up.
Okay, I'll make you stand up.
I wish you could.
Don't worry, I'll stand up very soon.
beautiful
dress.
For today's hashtag, I'll stand up.
Hey, Godwin, don't lift up the girl's skirt like that on TV.
But you both look amazing in your kaftans. I love it.
Thank you.
I love
You know,
it.
kaftan is black man thing. You know, so
Yes,
I
it
just wear,
is.
You know what I mean?
It
So I just wear
is.
black man clothes.
Yeah.
You understand?
Give it to them. Tell
Yeah,
them.
that's that. Hey, guys, my name is Kevoy B. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere at KEVOYB. Now, our stories. Now, BBN Niger has an incredible fan base, and currently social media is in uproar. Following eviction night, fan favorite Perry, and fellow housemate Angel were both fake evicted by Big Brother. What? They are in a hidden white room in which they both had to play a game in which the loser is officially evicted. Sounds sadistic. Fans of Perry were not all amused, pointing out that Perry had some of the highest votes in the house, while Angel had one of the lowest. In the end, both Angel and Perry were safely returned to the house, but Twitter fans are still threatening to boycott the show over the diversion. Now, have you guys been watching BBN? What's your take on it?
Listen.
I think this happened quite a few days ago. I mean, they've been brought back in the house now, and it was actually really funny because they did an eviction, like the way they do it every single Sunday, and Perry obviously won. He had the highest vote, and the fact that he had to now go and do another game, all his fans were like, well, but he already won. It wouldn't be fair to him to have won via vote and then lose via a game, because his fans have gone out there to vote for him, paid money to vote for him. So what is the point? That means all the votes have gone to waste.
Listen,
but then it was
shady from Big Brother. It was clear that they just wanted to listen. They just wanted Angel to stay in the house. That was what was going to happen. You say bottom five. You say bottom five, and let's vote. And then the guy has the highest number of votes. Angel has I think one of the lowest. And then you say, okay, now go into some room, go play a game, and then one of you gets to.
Maybe Angel knows who Big Brother is, you know?
You never know, but then they are back in the house now. They were all very happy to see them when they came back in the house. People thought White Money wasn't happy, but like, yeah, they're back in the house now.
Because that is his major competition. His main competition is Perry. That's his main competition, and I think they've given Perry an edge. After what people did on social media,
exactly, because people were really voting for him, even those who didn't like him were voting for him. So
everybody was predicting White Money to win the money, but it looks like Perry is going to give him a run for that money.
White Money was doing.
White Money get their own.
Well.
Anyway, guys, Wizkid has been performing his Made in Lagos album in a North America tour. Now, several big celebrities have come and shown support during his concerts, including Wiz Khalifa, Kevin Hart, and much more. Now, it also includes guest appearances from the likes of Justin Bieber and Ella May, who is featured on his album. Made in Lagos is currently the highest charting Nigerian album of all time. Oi. After matching and passing Fela Kuti's record of 45 weeks on the Billboard 200s. Hey, Wizkid, big up yourself. You understand? Bless up yourself, my brother. You know what I mean? Congratulations. Kanye West is an icon in his own right at this point. Yeah, man, big up Kanye. Apparently, Donda, his latest album, is still not perfect. The rapper updated the album on Apple Music with tweaks to a few songs. Hey, I'll go listen. Most likely more for his own peace of mind than for sales. But that's not all. Netflix just released a small extract of their upcoming docuseries about the rapper titled Genius. I'm pretty sure they wanted to say genius.
Genius.
The docuseries is said to span a good 20 years of the rapper's life, from when he was struggling to break into the market to establishing himself as a global brand. Netflix reportedly paid $30 million to acquire the content with never-before-seen footage. Where was it? We've got a quick teaser, so let's have a look at the teaser.
Yo, but you ain't gonna see him.
Yeah. 2 words, United States, no love, no breaks, low brow, high stakes, crack smoke, black folks, Big Macs, fat folks, ecstasy capsules, presidential scandals, everybody move. 2 words, most deaf, Kanye, hot shit, calm down, get back, ghetto people got this, game porn lock shit, gon' porn cock shit, we don't stop shit, everybody move. 2 words, BKNY, Bed-Stuy, too hard, too hungry, too many, that's why these streets, no game, can't ball, don't play, heavy traffic, 1 lane, everybody move. 2 words, most deaf, K West, hot shit, calm down, get back, ghetto people got this, game porn lock, gun porn cock, we don't stop, most in the rock.
Hey yo, 2 words, Chi-Town, Southside, worldwide, cause I rep that till I fucking die. 1 neck, 2 chains, 1 waist, 2 deaths, 1 wall, 20 plaques, dudes Vegas.
Hey, you know I've been watching Kanye says to the wire. Yeah.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
So young. Oh my God, you can actually clearly see how his daughter, North and Saint, look like him from that video. Yeah, he looks so young, and you can see the features. They look exactly like him.
Who doesn't love Kanye?
You see what she
I know,
saw?
right?
You see what she saw? She saw, oh, his face. Oh, his daughter look like him. Oh, he's so cute. What is this?
That's what I saw.
I hear it rapping.
Yes. Anyway.
Yes, that's not that.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm looking forward.
Lots of
looking forward. I really like it.
I'm going to watch it.
Netflix will get back their $30 million.
Oh yes,
they will get it back.
They will.
How? The views. They'll get it back.
Yeah,
subscriptions and
people
all that.
definitely
Kanye
watch
West? Global icon.
You know, sometimes companies are not scared to invest a huge sum of money because they know that they will definitely get it back. And I think this is just one of the situations where they know that Charlie is Kanye, genius.
Can we do something so we get $30 million from Netflix?
Hey, tomorrow. Don't worry. Hey, guys, I'm already thinking about the plan. Don't worry.
That's for you, brother.
One day you see me come here and I say anything on this TV and then I just leave 30 million in my pocket. I'm kidding.
Patwa, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, so today I'm going to teach you a Patwa lesson.
Okay.
Because I already told you guys it's hard to find fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little difficult. So the thing is, I'm going to teach you guys the dominant A. So we say a lot of A in Patwa.
Yeah.
So me a come, me a go, you attack. So it's like, it's A. The word is A. So it's A replaces a lot of words.
Like is,
yeah, it replaces a lot of those things.
I am going.
Me hungry.
No. Me hungry, that's just
a different thing.
It's almost like a continuous type of thing. So you have to be in motion. You understand? Yeah.
So
me are running for the bus.
Yeah, me are running go for the bus. Yeah, you understand?
I get it.
Get it?
Patwa connection
I know,
going.
right? Do you have anything for him today?
Gan or
Gan
chi
or
oh goodness.
Like a word, something that we say a lot. Yeah, in Ghana.
Something we say here a lot.
Yeah.
In Ghana. Look at the government. Something in Ghana we say a lot.
Yeah.
Kwe.
But you say kwe a lot. Yeah.
Okay, wow,
kwe.
that's actually interesting.
Yeah, exactly. You guys say kwe a lot.
Kwe. Okay, that's something Ghanaians usually say. Kwe. But it's too.
It's
you know, it's like look. It's like look, but like how do I describe it? It's not a slang. It's look like yo, like yo. Kwe.
It's almost like you're
You don't know how to explain.
I don't know how to explain it to him.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like something that you use to express yourself regardless of the situation. So you can use kwe as in, oh my God, I'm excited, like, oh wow.
Come on, yeah.
And you can use kwe as in you're angry, like kwe, like I'll beat you, like, you know.
I'm doing well with the girl lessons.
Thank you.
She explained it better
So
than I
it
did.
depends on like your emotion and your reaction, but it means different things for different situations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo, that's why. Yo.
Exactly. Thank you.
There you have it, bro.
Big up on yourself. You understand? You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, that's MX Breaks Lifestyle and Entertainment. My name is Kevoy B. Little more. Big up yourself. Enjoy your day. Guys, take it away.
Okay, and that's about it for Coffee Daily today. I've had fun. The stories were quite sad, but you know, MX Breaks is always here to bring us ginger us for the morning. But coming up next is Lifestyle Daily, and we'll be discussing nudity, art or social threats, with the growing numbers of nudity on our social medias and the numbers also increasing of people joining social media these days, including teenagers.
Come on, enjoy this one. Okay.
Yeah. I picture the things I go do to you tonight. You for sure around for me, yeah. Oh baby, you're bad, no more promotion. Now if you say you want me, you're the man that you wanna see. Oh baby, you're bad, no more promotion. Now if you say you want me, you're the man that you wanna see. Catch you, are the best cut. And I don't really wanna break up. I want to make you my last bus stop. Go down, down, yeah. But then you go there, but then you want to do it again. You probably in my bed, oh baby, girl, I do. No more, now if you say you want me, I don't make you do now. See, baby, girl, I do. No more, now if you say you want me, I don't make you do now. See, grab that, Charlie.
Nature is good. Nature is kind. Even when the earth is dry to the last leaf, nature preserves the best water, rich in natural minerals deep in the ground. We found it and we bottled it. Vital Natural Mineral Water is naturally filtered and bottled at the source to make sure you enjoy a maximum purity of water. Vital Natural Mineral Water. Pure, rich, and natural.
Everybody has one.
Abortion is a no-no. As a human being, you must take responsibility for all your actions and inactions. Your misjudgment shouldn't be enough grounds to take a life.
No. I disagree with you because look, if you do not legalize it, people will go to quack process anyway who might end up not just kill the baby, but the mother as well.
Why should I waste my time, join a long queue under the hot sun to vote for a political party, knowing very well that nothing would be achieved at the end of the day?
Something will be achieved. It's your civic responsibility to turn out to vote. Vote and vote for a good leader.
Governments need to cater to every graduate, diversify the economy, invest in other sectors.
But the government cannot do it all. That is why we need the youth to take up the mantle and set up their own businesses. That is how we will create economic viability.
Here on Opposing Views, we take your views, my views, and the views of the experts and put them in the right context for you, our discerning viewers.
The Bible says that we are not of those who shrink back, but of those who believe to the salvation of the soul. You know, sometimes God wants to do things in circumstances and situations that when people see, they will acknowledge that this is not the effort of man, but this must be the finger of God. So to him, life meant Christ. Life meant living for Christ. Life meant serving Christ. Christ in you, the hope of glory.
ICGC Evangel Temple presents The Kingdom Culture with Reverend Eric Ampofo on MX24. This and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
ladies and gentlemen, and this is still the AM Club live on MX24. It's now time for Lifestyle Daily. And on today's episode, we'll be discussing nudity, art, or a social threat. And Godwin is standing by to give us the most amazing conversation. So stay tuned.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Edma. Yes, we are discussing nudity, and we are going straight into it. In the past, nudity in any form was like a taboo. Now, African women were known for wearing consecutive clothes and traditional dresses, such as long flowing kaftan gowns, long Ankara skirts, long sleeve blouses, kaba, and slit. But today, the more you bear, the more civilized or fashionable you are considered. You either see it on Instagram, in adverts, in your friend's gallery, at an event, or on your way out. You literally see it everywhere. Many have expressed concern over the trending nudity and nudist lifestyle among people, especially celebrities. According to them, this exposure doesn't conform with our cultural values that portrays decency, respect, and high moral values. Now, some also argue that sharing your nudes is a sign of a low self-esteem or an act or a desperation to be famous, really. Others have also argued otherwise. They say it is a natural phenomenon that has prevailed throughout most of mankind's existence. Showing skin is just a fashion style, and moreover, it is my body, people like to say. But in the context of art, is nudity merely a creative expression or gradually becoming a social threat? That's what we'll be discussing, as well as give you some legal education on this matter. But before that, remember that you're a major part of the show, so would like to hear from you. Is nudity an art form or a social threat? What is your take on it? Please send us your messages on our WhatsApp line. We'll be reading them out. The number is 055-033-1511, 055-033-1511, or tweet at us at MX24GH with the hashtag #TheAMClub. Now, joining us in this conversation, joining us in studio is my very good friend, filmmaker, director, Nafty Boss, Hola Maneuver in studio. But we'll also have Peter Sedufia, who's also a filmmaker, joining us on Zoom shortly. Philemon Hini is a cyber analyst, and he's joined us via Zoom. And then we'll also have Dr. Samson Obedapia. He is a sociologist and a senior lecturer at the Department of Sociology at the University of Ghana, joining us also via Zoom. But let's begin the discussion with my very good friend here in the studio. Welcome, Ola. It's been a while.
Yeah,
looking fine now.
Oh,
the money they come. We're making money from movies, aren't we?
Inshallah.
That's right. That's right. Let me officially knight you into the AM Club. So you are now an official member of the AM Club. Deal?
Thank you.
Awesome. Meaning you can come here anytime. We can have discussions and all that. But let's get into the conversation, and let's take it from your point of view as a filmmaker. Before we answer the question of whether nudity in the context of art is a mere expression of our imagination, of creative ability, or a growing social threat, we need to understand first of all what art is, right? And per my understanding of art in simple terms, it is just the expression of one's creative ability or imagination, and the end game of art is really to create either beauty or evoke emotions. All right, so let's look at nudity, which has been with us over the years. It's been with us since you've seen nudity in the paintings of Leonardo da Vinci. So really, from your perspective, is nudity an art or is it a social threat?
Personally, I think the body itself is an art. I mean, if you go to the Bible, how God created the body is an art. So I believe in all of that. I believe in using your body to express yourself and all of that. So, yeah, I think nudity is a form of art, but depends on how you show it. Then it becomes erotic or it becomes an art. Just showing the body can be just showing the body. It can be just that. It can be used to provoke whatever feeling or anything. It can worry somebody else, or it can please somebody else. And so I think that's how you show it, how you show the nudity determines, makes it an art or a social threat.
You introduced a word, erotic. We'll come to that. But let me also take the same. Let me take the what you call it. Let me pick on the minds of Dr. Sorry, let me get the name right. Oh my goodness. Our sociologist who's joining us by Dr. Samson Obedapia, who is on Zoom right now. He's a sociologist and a senior lecturer at the Department of Sociology at the University of Ghana. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to your
Thank you for your time.
viewers and your listeners.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Doc. Doc, to you, is nudity merely an art or is it a social threat as a sociologist?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think in every society there are norms, rules, and regulations. And realize that, as one of the famous social philosophers, J.J. Rousseau, once said, that man is born free, but everywhere he is. Chains, not physical chains, but chains of rules and regulations in society. So, as you said in the introduction, yes, people can express themselves in all forms of ways. But the point is that, even in the Garden of Eden, even though when man sinned against God and realized they were nude or they were not wearing anything, they had to start covering themselves. Now that tells you clearly that even in that state, there was a need for humans to cover themselves and show some level of dignity to their bodies. So nudity, for me, is a threat to society, because if society doesn't have rules and regulations, it would have been a state of anarchy where people have done whatever they want to do. Now I realize that, especially, let's come to our traditional society in Ghana here, where we realize that the amount of accounts, for example, when they say aketesia, aketesia simply means somebody who has covered himself. So it tells you clearly that even in our traditional society, our forefathers and our elders have always realized that the human or the person must always show some level of dignity to the body. Because see, the body is a reflection of the human. That if you expose it unnecessarily, as your guest in the studio said, it can also express it can show the level of person you are. So for me, as a sociologist, we all know that if we don't regulate human behavior, the difference between us and other animals will be no difference. And that is why there are rules and regulations that governs our lives. So we are supposed to show some level of respect for our body, and to express that by not covering yourself appropriately. And let's also take note of this. I see, and I've always said this, that the level of nudity shown today in our society is also a reflection of the way we've copied wrongly from the West. Yes, I know, and it's also because of this whole idea of human rights and people have their personal rights, etc. And I've always said, if people have their rights also have a limit. Because if you expose yourself to people or you expose your nudity, it may be a violation of somebody's right as well. So, for me, I've always said that in our traditional setting, we need to look at some of these cultural contexts. That's I say aketesia. When you say people must cover themselves, there's some level of respect that we say you should show to your body. So, from a sociological point of view, for me,
it's a social
nudity
threat.
is a threat to.
But
yes,
Doc, I think one school of thought will disagree with you, or from your submission, wouldn't that be suggesting that Africans have always covered themselves? We've always been people who culturally have, always covered ourselves, and so looking at the trend now, this is a threat to our culture. But when you go to, let's not go too far. The Krobos, they have a right they practice where the ladies are exposed, you see their breasts and all that, and it's beautiful, permit me to say. So wouldn't it be a wrong foundation to say that we've always covered ourselves, and therefore if we are going to be showing skin and showing some parts of our body, it's becoming a threat to society?
I think, right. So you realize that, as I said earlier on, society is dynamic and not static. And cultural element or cultural values are not cast in stone.
Okay.
So if you go back traditionally to what the Krobos do in the past, you even realize that even when they do that, they cover very vital part of the body with beads and all those things. Now let me also say that if you go to Krobo land now, even though they still do those practices, you realize there's a lot of transformation. Have you realized that? So today, you may not see them, you see them covering very vital, even the breasts, and some they have some beads, they cover it. So it tells you that yes, and as I said earlier on, yes, even though we may have few people in society in the past traditionally which may do those things, the generally accepted norm in the traditional setting was that there should be some level of covering of the person.
Okay.
Nudity was abhorred in a lot of ways. So the Krobo example again, I'm saying that even though there may be exceptions of few things they do, even today, society as it changes, you could see that there were transformations, there were changes they do to also make sure that not every part of the body is exposed. For example, let me just try. So that traditionally we said they were burying chiefs, for example, human heads. But today, those cultural practices have been, in a way which they have been done to make sure that parts that are discriminatory to people are being taken out. So yes, even though we may say that traditionally we abhor nudity and there were elements of it in society, it wasn't a culturally acceptable thing that everybody of society accepted. There were exceptions to the rule, and as we say in sociology, even though people may be socialized to know the rules and regulations, the norms, people may still deviate and do what they are not supposed to do.
Okay, Doc. Okay, let me come back to the studio and pick the mind of this creative here. Hola Manuva is a filmmaker. Hola, let's talk about employing nudity in art or in filmmaking. You're telling a story of a husband and a wife in bed making love. Why would you, as a filmmaker, you said it's an art, why would you want to expose the woman or the man, for the want of a better word, in your creation?
So, first of all, film is make-believe. You have to make the film for people who watch it to believe it, to see that it is real. But I will adopt it if it is very, very necessary. A movie like 50 Shades of Grey, the story is the sex scenes are very, very, very important to the story. And so it is necessary that you make us see it, how they had sex and everything involved. But if it is just for people to see that people are naked in there, it is not necessary for you to adopt it. So first, it is very, very important to the story, and also secondly, to market the film. That is what you think people would
want to see.
Like to buy.
This is a sex sells in movies. Okay.
Yes, and so it has to play a very, very important role. You don't have to do it because you want to see people naked in your film.
So you mentioned a word when we started the conversation, the difference between it being erotic and being artistic. At what point would you say a creative, be it a photographer, because we see these things lately. There's a section of photography where it's called nude photography. There's a word, is it boudoir?
Boudoir.
Boudoir photography. So at what point would you say a creative is going beyond being artistic and crossing into being erotic?
If it is telling a story, then it is art.
But that's such a simple definition. If it is telling a story.
If it is telling a story, and you see it, you see the aesthetics in the shots, you see the pose, you see the framing, you see the props in it. All of these things help to tell a story. But if it is just somebody just naked there, like a lot of them on Instagram, that is being erotic, and that is not art. That is you just being naked.
No matter how creative or artistic these images, these visual arts, these things we see in films, no matter how creative they are, do you think it sort of has a negative impact on our generation, on young people who are watching these things? Do you think it affects them in any way negatively?
Well, I think it does, because I mean, no matter how we glorify it or make it nice, you cannot take the fact that clothing is deep rooted in our culture. I mean, if I came here naked, everything would have been some way, you know. So, and it is because that is how we were brought up. And so, if I grew up this way and then now I'm seeing that, I think that it will have a certain effect on me. So yes, I mean.
So it's a cultural issue, but we'll look at it, because I know in parts of Europe there are nude beaches, there are places you go naked, people walk around, and it's fine by them. So maybe I guess it's an issue of culture. But let's go to Philemon Hini, who is with the E-Crimes Bureau. He's also a cyber analyst who is on Zoom with us, and look at the legal aspect of nudity, and with special focus on social media. Mr. Hini.
Hello.
Yes, boss. Thank you for your time, Mr. Hini. Would you say First of all, I didn't even take your opinion whether you think nudity is an art or a social threat.
Okay, thank you so much. I think it's an opportunity to also share knowledge on your platform. So for me, I think it's that nudity is a growing social media threat.
Okay.
You know, where in the sense that, you know, yes, I agree to the fact that people want to express themselves to, you know, communicate certain things in terms of whether they are beautiful or perhaps they are in physical shape to their followers. But the social media, you know, the trend has changed a little bit. Now people are trying to monetize anything that they see on social media. And one of them is using, you know, nude pics or pictures of people to impersonate them. So if you have someone who is consistently sharing all this information, then you'll fall in the wrong hands. Other thing is that if you are not raped, physically raped, then perhaps people are going to gather your images to impersonate you, which could cost you a lot. And also, not just that, but, you know, once people keep on using this pictures of yours on social media, it damages your image in the international front. So let's say these images or pictures of you have been used in, let's say, a romance scam. What's going to happen is that, yes, at a point, somebody's going to report these pictures, okay, of being defrauded or being used in a kind of scam campaign. And it's going to go into a global database. So one day you'll be traveling and they will just tell you to step aside and, you know, for further investigations. Aside that also, for instance, E-Crime Bureau, one of the things that we usually do is something we call cyber vetting. It could affect your employment opportunity because in some institution, before they employ you, they send the details to, let's say, us, and we do some kind of cyber vetting on you to find out whether your social media, you know, images portray or is not in contrary to the values of the organization. And once the organization sees these things about you, it could cost you your job or it will cost you, you know, that very opportunity. So for me, I think that there is it's a growing concern in which we have to limit the way people do it. Because we cannot actually stop it, trust me, but there's a way in which we can limit it, what is appropriate to be displayed on social media and what is inappropriate. And I believe this is why the laws comes in to ensure that we bring some, you know,
sanity?
Sanity, yes, within the cyberspace.
So help us understand from the law's perspective, what does the law say about nudity on social media or in our media spaces?
Okay, well, if you share, let's say, nudes on social media, you could be arrested or you could be fined. Yes, law enforcement will come over after you because it has been criminalized. If you look at, for instance, our Criminal Act of 1960, indecent exposure have been criminalized. So if you display or you post such information on social media or on the internet, you could be picked up by law enforcement and could be prosecuted. And it's not just about you, but also somebody posting this information or people without their consent. That could also constitute that. And quite recently, if you look at the Cybersecurity Act of 2022, that has also been criminalized there, especially the sharing of nude pictures of, let's say, children and women. That has also been criminalized also there. And in that also, there is a growing element of sextortion in our community or within our country these days, where people will try hard as possible to get your nude pictures. We have even seen situations where they actually do not get a nude pictures of people, but because people have shared, let's say, pictures being half naked online, they take it and they look through the internet, get some pornographic pictures which look similar to the person, maybe structure, and they just, you know, append it to it and say that is the person to extort money from these people. And we have had quite a number of people coming, rushing to us, complaining about these issues. People will tell you their phone gone missing, they have these videos, private videos on it, and, you know, got into the wrong hands and you're asking them to pay money. And these are all sextortion. So the Cybersecurity Act also has criminalized that and has made it offense, okay, for posting information about yourself, nude information about yourself, and also about people without their consent on social media. So once you do that, that goes against the law.
Okay. Philemon, I want to understand this very clearly. So it is illegal for a person to post a nude photo, either of themselves or anybody. Now, I'm wondering, at what point would you say, as a cyber analyst, that a picture posted... In fact, could you define nudity according to the law for me?
Yeah. Okay, so when you look at the act, okay, for instance, the Cybersecurity Act, you will not find the word say nudity there, but it has defined something like it has defined things that constitute, let's say, indecent exposure. For instance, displaying your, let's say, your genitals or your manhood, okay, is also indecent exposure. Displaying maybe your buttocks is also indecent exposure, and even displaying even your nipples in public also is also indecent exposure. Maybe full nudes of let's say children is also constituted as indecent exposure. So in the acts, yes, you will not see anything like nudity, but they have defined what is inappropriate when it comes to the section of the act.
So basically, any picture that exposes your genitals is illegal, and you could be arrested.
Yes, that is indecent exposure. Yes, you could be arrested.
Would you?
And we saw this in 2015, where I can't remember the name of the musician.
Yes.
Who I think CTF was organizing a program where he displayed his, excuse me to say, his penis on online, and that also became a very big case in 2015. Yes.
I remember that, and another artist who did it on a show on TV. Let me understand this. So if I get a photographer and I take, in the form of art, I take a photo but do not necessarily expose my genitals, but as a man show every part of my body except for my penis, is that illegal?
Okay, so that is being half-naked. So you're showing the top part of you, and that the laws are subject to interpretation. Okay, so sometimes also we also look at mostly the intention is also look at. So what is the intention of you posting that also on social media? Okay, is it your own self? That's also another thing that the law also looks at. But in terms of your upper body as a man, I have stating looking at the act, I have not seen that being constituted as maybe indecent exposure. But let's say that you let's say what we call autofista. Okay, let's say you pull your kneecap down a bit and your buttocks and maybe a bit of your private part is also showing. That could constitute indecent exposure. But if you're a female and you show, let's say, your upper part of the body, that is indecent exposure.
So if I post a picture, if a female posts a picture of their breast but covers the nipple with with Photoshop or whatever it is that also illegal?
Okay, so yes, depending on, as I said, the law is usually subject to interpretation.
Okay.
So if let's say maybe you are wearing a skirt, okay, and maybe you take a picture where you cover, let's say, your entire nipples, because when you look at the Cybersecurity Act, okay, it usually talks about the maybe exposing the nipple. Okay, so depending on how the picture is, it could constitute indecent exposure.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Let's talk about the creative aspect of it now, and let me go to the sociologist Samson, who is on Zoom with us as well. Sir, Dr. Obed, I beg your pardon. We, per your submission earlier, we understand that this thing is a cultural thing, and like you said, culture is dynamic, so it is changing over time. Would you say the culture of nudity is gradually eating into our society, and maybe in the near future it can become a thing?
Yeah, thank you very much. And as Philemon rightly said, I think the main contributing factor why it's a problem for us is also the social media influence. So I realize that many young people now have access to social media, whether Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, etc. And I've always said that when I was a student in Lagos in those days, I didn't have a phone, so I had all the time to learn when I so today, if a student, for example, wants to learn for 2 hours, I can say about 30, 45 minutes is spent checking their WhatsApp or their Twitter, whatever. So you see, unfortunately, even though the technology is very good for us now, many people are using technology in the wrong way, and especially the young people. My 11 or 10-year-old girl knows how to use a lot of the features on the phone, which I've not even used to. So you see, unfortunately, that is why the nudity part is becoming a problem, because people feel that once you show these things on social media or that makes you popular, or that makes you, let me use the word, quote-unquote celebrity.
Dog, aren't the times calling for it? Because honestly, and like Edma would say, really and truly, when you go on social media, pictures that seem to depict nudity have more likes than, you know, decent ones. So aren't the times calling for it? Isn't it true that these things get the numbers?
And that is where the problem, that's Philemon rightly said. He said that is some of the things a lot of people don't know. That, for example, if you seek for an employment somewhere, most companies these days do a lot of checks on you. So you may have posted the pictures from 5-6 years ago innocently, but you may deny that job because the organization or company might have done a check and realized that you are not fit for the job. And from that is where I always tell the young people to be more careful the things they post on social media. And you see, the other part that for me is also very interesting is the fact that children especially learn a lot of things through what we call observational learning. So when children see us posting these things on social media, they are also, because they have a lot of what we call the significant others, people they hold in high esteem. But let me tell you a story recently. Recently, I wanted to buy a deep freezer. And my 11-year-old daughter was telling me, I've seen Hisense is good because you've seen Nana Ama McBrown advertising Hisense on TV. So you see, if Nana McBrown have been doing nudity, I'm just an example of that. That's not the case. You see, the girl would have learned it from there. Get the point I'm making. That is why we should be careful. Even the celebrities, I always say, that's what I was a bit happy about when the Kwapin Polo issue came and the police decisively dealt with it. To tell people that those things are not acceptable in society. And I think that is the danger we should be more careful about as a society. So, as you said, these things get a lot of likes and whatever, but it has a lot of effects, a lot of consequences on our society and the development of the youth of this country.
Dr. Obed, hold on for me. I'll also speak to Philemon soon. In your last submissions, my last question to all of you will be, do you think we need stronger regulations against nudity in our society? And I'll begin with the creative who is in the studio with us. You're a creative. Like we said in the beginning, art is expressive, you know, and it's imagination. So as a creative, do you think there should be stronger regulations against nudity?
I mean, like every organization, I think there should be regulations. It is very, very important.
There are, but should it be stronger?
I don't know. Because, I mean, I've spoken to some of these models, and some of them say that they do it because it boosts their confidence level. It makes them love their body and all of this. So you know that some also have a reason why they are doing that. I know that it should be regulated, but too much, I don't know. I think that whoever thinks that is affecting them should also have their principles and rules in using their phones, going on social media, following this person or that person. And I think that if all of us are regulating our lives in a certain way, it is going to be, we are going to live better and not have issues with how somebody is living their lives.
You've seen Game of Thrones. You've seen how far they went with nudity.
Yes.
As a film director, would you do something similar?
No.
You won't at all? No. You're on TV?
I haven't, yes. I haven't done anything.
Will you?
I don't know the future. I don't know the future. But even kissing scenes, so far in my career, I've not written anything that people are kissing in it.
Well, okay, let me take the submissions of Dr. Obed and Philemon briefly on the same one. Doc, do you think that we should have stronger regulations against nudity in art forms?
Yes.
Don't you think it will stifle creativity in some way if we had stronger regulations?
No, see, I believe that, you see, it's just like saying that there should be no rules and regulations regulating people's behavior. Yes, so, yes, people must still be creative in their, productions, in their whatever. But I see, as Philemon said earlier on, if you're not very careful, you don't have regulations, the impact will be felt so bad. And you see, and one of the things I think we're also not doing well is that there are rules already, but the enforcement of the rules is the problem. That's why I was saying that when this Kwapin Polo issue happened, I was very happy the way the police were decided. Because see, when the laws are applied and the rules are enforced, as the can said, punishment is to serve as a deterrent to the law abiding. I'm sure a lot of young people, when the Kwapin Polo issue happened, they saw what happened, will be measured in the things they post. And you see, when that thing happened, remember, it made social media a bit, regulate a little bit for some few months or few days. People were very careful. People were careful the things they posted on their
right.
their Facebook or their social. Yes. So for me, I think the enforcement should be very important. Yes, we may not even want to introduce even more stiffer rules. Let's enforce the ones that we have. Let people know that you have limits. You can't go beyond those limits.
Doc, thank you. Philemon?
Yes, for me, I think that we have adequate laws to deal with this subject matter. So as Doc said, the enforcement is key. And maybe the other thing that I also say is that it's a kind of awareness. Yeah, I agree with Paula. It's someone's job. A model will want to show off with her body. Okay, it's her job. But I think people should be educated as to the risks, as to when it comes to what they share in terms of news on social media, so that they'll be measured in terms of what they are supposed to share and what they are not supposed to share. Once people know the risks to this, okay, they will know how to act and ensure that, you know, they don't go overboard. So for me, I think we can also look at it from that angle so that we have a balance. For the laws, I think they are adequate enough to be able to address the issues that we are talking about now.
Before I let you guys go, I read one comment coming in on WhatsApp, and it says, "Hello, good morning. I am Mukhtar. You can also call me One Man Designer. Nudity is an art, but also a social threat. Sex stroke nude scenes in movies, clips might be important to the director, but it is not an important tool towards nation building." I don't know what that means. Ghana is a developing country, therefore, everything we do as citizens must be to contribute to nation building. From this perspective, I'll say nudity is a social threat to Africa. But Mukhtar, thank you for that submission. This one says, good morning, when someone hacks my WhatsApp platform, what should I do? Okay. We'll address that some other time. This one says, Godwin, your outfit is looking wild today. I love the fabric and the design. How can I get one? I'll tell you later. But thank you very much. So those are the comments that have come in. But let me thank you guys so much for being part of this conversation. Dr. Samson Obed Apia is sociologist and senior lecturer at the Department of Sociology in the University of Ghana. Also, Philemon Hini is a cyber analyst and he is with the E-Crimes Bureau. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And in studio, I had film director Hola Manuvo sharing his thoughts with that as to whether art is or nudity is an art or a social threat. Coming up next, we have hashtag Fashion Wednesday, and we are going to be teaching you how to make some DIY designs when you're stepping out, whether you're a guy or you're a lady. But before that, enjoy this music video by Joey B, Kitty featuring Joey B, and it says, "Send me nudes."
Same question every day. Don't tell nobody. Say I be lurking in your DM. After all is said and done, I want to see you in the PM. So when you come through, no more talking. We go straight to the sexing. So right now while we texting, my baby, send me nudes. My baby send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. Send me nudes. Oh, mommy send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. Send me nudes. My baby send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. Send me nudes. Oh, mommy send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. You got a red dress that I'm liking. I don't know what to see, you so exciting. The neighbors go be thinking we are fighting. It's WWE, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The only thing that I wanna see on is the radio. And maybe let me break your back, hit the middle like an Oreo. And how you put it down for a bad man, tell you what to come slow. I mean we for keep 'em low, until I see your face, my baby. Send me nude. My baby send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. Send me nude. Oh, mommy send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. Send me nude. My baby send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. Send me nude. Oh, mommy send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah.
Send me nude, say, bring me booze. When you finish up, give me booze. It's your mother there, it's your father there. I should come over, oh your mother vex. I will just hop to your bed top. COVID-19, home screen, desktop. She knows a narrow there, I messed up. Oh damn, I come so sleep for my chest up. The fupano, before hula hoop. Twist and turn it, usuduna no. Let me caress it, shake what your mama gave ya. I'm running out of patience.
Send me nude. My baby send them, you know I'm in the mood, yeah. Send
information will you
go and dance and do
say you create any na bontia teachers na me dem kwa me dem me kase say you create
president. Why?
My name is Kuju Sheldon and the head is big for a reason.
Do you know the top 10 music trends? Have you seen the new music videos everyone is talking about? Do you know how your favorite artist makes their music? I'm moving, but they be bluffing and puffing and they be screaming and yapping, some even feeling and bragging. First thing is, I'm patient. That talented upcoming artist in your area needs the spotlight. Let them be our unsung star. Do you have any questions about music? I'm Jason Alay, and I'm a music plug on MX Chart right here on MX24.
Everybody has one.
Abortion is a no-no. As a human being, you must take responsibility for all your actions and inactions. Your misjudgment shouldn't be enough grounds to take a life.
No. I disagree with you because look, if you do not legalize it, people will go to quack protests anyway who might end up not just kill the baby but the mother as well.
Why should I waste my time join a long queue under the hot sun to vote for a political party knowing very well that nothing would be achieved at the end of the day?
Something will be achieved. It's your civic responsibility to turn out to vote. Vote and vote for a good leader.
Governments need to cater to every graduate, diversify the economy, invest in other sectors.
But the government cannot do it all. That is why we need the youth to take up the mantle and set up their own businesses. That is how we will create economic viability.
Here on Opposing Views, we take your views, my views, and the views of the experts and put them in the right context for you, our discerning viewers.
Shut up and bend over, and let your backer do the talking over. So back up, back up.
You guys are doing beyond what a regular would do, and I'm attracted more to that. I like people who want to do something different, not the usual TV.
What's up, guys? Your boy Kiddy, aka the Golden Boy, aka Sugar Daddy. Catch me on MX24.
It is fun, it is fearless, it is factual.
Back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, this is the AM Club live on MX24, and Godwin just finished having a conversation about nudity, if it's an art or if it's a social threat, and that conversation was so interesting. If you missed it, do make sure that you head to our YouTube page at MX24 to watch it, or on our Facebook page or Twitter page. It will be right there because we are streaming live as usual every single morning. So do go there and watch the interview. It's absolutely amazing. I enjoyed that. So it's now time for today's hashtag, and it's a Wednesday, so Fashion Wednesday. And on today's show we have Ninette Owens Thompson.
The name alone, eh?
I know, right? And she's a fashion designer and the creative lead at Ninette. Nine it. Okay. And today she'll be designing a plain t-shirt and basically showing us how it's done. She's wearing one today and I absolutely love it. I know that last week head of digital Mr. Eddie Kumsin was also wearing one and I absolutely loved it.
He was wearing one of these?
No, like a different style. A different style, because you do it both for the female and male gender.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So which one are you doing today? Are you doing the female or the male?
Female. First of all, welcome on the show. Welcome on the AM Club. Look at you
just
jumping straight
into it. I'm just
welcome
excited.
To the AM Club. It's a pleasure having you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you're an official member of the AM Club, by the way.
Wow, official.
That's nice.
Yes.
When do I get my card?
Don't worry, I'll send you an email.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now take us through what we are going to be doing today.
So this is one of our designs.
I love it.
We call it the 9X grid. So we've added
an extension to it. So usually this is for someone who is very active, jumping around, walking around. You know, this covers your back.
Exactly.
So you are not going to be worried about, ooh, is my back showing and all that.
Okay.
Yes. So we did half. So we're going to finish it here today.
Okay, fantastic.
So we have stones at the sleeves, and then we also have some beads that we put on it so that it looks different. So yes, it's a t-shirt, but then with a different touch.
Okay, so let me get it right. So the fabrics here, we have, of course, we have a t-shirt.
Yes.
And then this is
another fabric extended. So this is cotton, steel cotton, extended to it. So then also on the so that it looks different from the normal t-shirt we have.
It's funny enough, I don't know, it is a normal t-shirt, but the fact that you've added this, it gives it this classy vibe to it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's this classy vibe to it, but it's just like a t-shirt, really.
And off the top of my mind, I want to know if you're wearing this with something or it's just a straight dress.
No, you have to wear it with something.
Let me see.
This woman will not wear this thing with anything.
I'll wear this as a dress.
There you go.
Yes, I'll wear this as a dress. It's nice. I'll wear some like shorts underneath it.
Underneath it,
And I'll wear this with heels.
God,
I have imagined the whole outfit in my head at once.
And then we also have something like this. So the sleeves, you can make it long sleeves, you can make it this this type, or then you can even make it midi, sort of. So we have things at the side where you can pull it up, or you could leave it so that it's just a long plain t-shirt. So we try and make one shirt versatile so that you can rock it anyhow you want it.
That's amazing. Now, how long have you been doing this as well?
So since 2017. So next year will be 5 years.
Yes. And where did this idea come from? Because I mean, it's so different from the usual doing it and putting the designs together. I mean, like I said, this is a t-shirt that you've literally revamped into something so classy, and you've added your own bits and bobs to it. So where did the whole idea come from?
Okay, so way back I had so many t-shirts, and then one day I just decided, oh, these t-shirts look old. What can I do to spice it up? So then I just did something, and then it turned out not bad. So I took it out, and then friends saw. I was like, oh, this is nice. And I was like, oh, would you buy something like this? Fast.
It always, I know, right? It always starts like that.
And then she was like, oh, yeah, it won't be bad rocking it. And then I just had the idea. So started bit by bit. So first started with friends, like a couple of friends buying it, wearing it, tagging me. And then finally, we are still growing.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations on that as well. 5 years and running.
Yes.
I wish you all the best.
So now my hanger is even branded.
Exactly. She came prepared. She really came prepared. But anyways, okay, so let's start. So what do we start with?
So then we have our rhinestones here. And then, so these are what we use. They are different sizes, just so it looks good at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Symmetrical.
Yes. So then we start with big one. So that's something about Ninette. Everything is handmade. So we take our time, make sure everything goes on well, and then also even with the colors, we look out for colors that will stand out. So this is not a popular color in town. So definitely when you're wearing it, everyone wonder, ooh, this is nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, where did you get it from?
Because you stand out.
Yes, please.
I like the color.
Yeah, I love the colors. Like, you'll definitely.
You like the color, or you want the shirt?
Pastel things look
good
really
on me.
good on you. Yeah.
But I don't think you want the same design.
Design, no.
No, okay,
so what color? What would you call this color?
So mint. We'll call it mint. Yes, please.
Okay. Eddie would say this is blue-green.
That's
definitely trust Eddie.
That's what Eddie
definitely say
he doesn't know colors so much.
Okay, and the concept in terms of where to place the stones, do you come up with
so
that
then,
yourself?
Yeah, so then we have, we've created the whole formula, how to put it, where to put it, and then also depending on the size, because you know when it's a size 6, the sleeves won't be as long as some are maybe wearing a size 16. So then the measurements will definitely change. Yes, please. So it all depends on it. So yeah. Okay. That's what we've been doing.
This is absolutely brilliant for the everyday woman who is extremely active, have kids, you know. You can still look classy, wear your jeans, wear your shorts, tuck it in, and you know, you're good to go. And you don't just do it for the female gender, you also do it for the guys as well.
So we were doing it for the female gender till this year, the guys were beating us up. That's when we did get theirs. So that's when we brought out the 9X.
Okay.
I think that's what Eddie was wearing the other time.
Okay.
Yes. So it also has the whole rhinestone, but this time around we're careful about the rhinestone because you know, guys, you really don't want any shiny blinking all over. So yeah, so we chose a dull rhinestone. So it's the stones are just there, but they do not shine.
Right.
And then we added Adinkra symbols, something
I saw that
to look different. Yes,
African.
yes. So each one with a meaning. So in the package, we try and explain every symbol so that you know what you are wearing.
Oh, it's part of the package.
Yes.
Oh,
at least
marketing.
Yeah, so that you know what you're wearing.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's absolutely fantastic. And usually, how long does it take you to finish one t-shirt?
It could take close to 45 minutes just to make a t-shirt. Yes, if everything is. There are times you're working and then your thread is just like, today I'm not in the mood. So it just keeps tangling and then you have to do it all over again. Yes. So on a good day, it could take 45 minutes. Yes.
Wow.
Just for sewing it on it before we now come to the rhinestone bits.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is how we take our time patiently.
Exactly.
Yes.
And when I went to your Instagram, I noticed that you had some things like this.
Yes, please.
You know, and you had this rhinestone.
Yes,
you say.
please.
Would you say that this is like your special or your unique?
Like a trademark.
Yes, please. I'll say that is my trademark because I wanted when I started it, I wanted something that is not usually on the market. So you know, usually T-shirts comes with printed names or. You know, that's the normal thing around.
Right.
You have a name on it or the name at the back. But then I felt we could still have great designs for T-shirts. Yes, because usually the way the weather is hot, you're going out casual. You really want something that you can rock at any time. So, example, what I'm wearing, when you're going to the office or you have a meeting, you can make it long sleeves. In the evening, when you want to party with the girls, you can just make it short sleeves like this, and you're just good to go. So that's what we had in mind, so that no matter the design you purchase, you can still have so many designs to rock it with.
Make it versatile. That's amazing.
Make it versatile.
Yes.
Exactly. Wow. So yeah, this is how slow it can be. We take our time and then get it done. Yes, please.
Okay. This is so interesting.
And how's the reception? How are the customers?
So when we started, people really didn't get the vibe. So I'm grateful for friends and family. Like, they have been pushing it because, you know, when a friend wears it and takes it out, definitely, just like Eddie did. And then he brought it here and all of you were loving it. Yes, so I think... Why are you wearing it?
No, I missed it. I didn't see Eddie wear it on Friday.
Too bad.
And Eddie, when you get things like this, how come you don't plug your brother? And you don't plug your brother.
Yeah. So then that's how it's been. And then gradually we started growing. We had, so now it's not just friends, but then people elsewhere. And then sometimes someone orders and you're wondering, please, how did you find us? You know, because we are so excited. So trust me, every order makes us excited. Like literally, like even if it's one order, you're like, ooh, great, someone loves 9X. Yes. So that's how it's been for us.
And it seems to me your clientele cuts across because I see different races. I see different people rocking.
Yes, please. So with the one with the foreign, those ladies. So the lady, the darker lady came to Ghana. She got one. And then wore it, she lives in the US, and then wore it. So when she wore it, her friends were like, the next time she comes to Ghana, she definitely has to get them some. Yes. So fortunately, she came back and then she got it for them. So I was so grateful.
Sweet.
Yes.
That is very sweet.
So then we are done with one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that.
So we know we are done with one, and then so we have to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
For the sake of time.
Yeah. So we can just show.
Yes. What we've done so far.
So this is how it turned out. Yeah.
That's
so
brilliant.
we just did this. Yeah.
Handmade.
Handmade.
Oh, this is cool.
It's a design for me. I'm not that
creative.
Like, you look good on you. Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't even have thought of putting this, that together. This is literally like a shape. You create. I don't know. It looks like a flower, like a star or a flower or something like that. So I wouldn't have thought of it. I'm not that creative.
This is really cute. And do you only use T-shirts? Because I see something like this.
T-shirts are the most popular ones, but then we have, so this is for bridal. It's a bridal wear. So the morning before, you know, the whole morning coat is now becoming too cliche. So so that's a very good friend. She said she wanted something different. She didn't want to look like every bride. Yes, and then we did that. So the flowers on it are actually handmade.
Wow.
So yes, I took my time, did the flowers, and then placed it all over. So something different from the normal. Yeah. So that's what we've been up to. So I think as the years go by, we'll still bring out more designs. Definitely.
That's absolutely amazing. I love this. I really do. It looks really good.
If we had time, I would have wished Edma could wear this thing.
I know, right? I would have wished I could do that as well.
So this is how we package it. So after we have your name embossed on it. So whoever, so that's your name.
Is that from me? Is that from me?
I'll get you your size, definitely. So when I bring it, you show it to them. Yeah.
No
so then
problem.
we add the name to it so that you know that it's yours. We took our time. Yeah. And then we seal it so that you know that this is new. No one has touched it.
That's very smart.
That's absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Yes.
And being in the business for 9 years, obviously, clearly you're doing something right. So
Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
So much.
So what? I mean, you did mention that maybe in the future you're going to like add more designs, but what are your plans for the next 2 years? Let me just say 2. I was going to say 5, but let me just 2.
No problem. So right now what we have is we are trying to bring the kids version. Because we have mothers asking that, they love what they are wearing, but then definitely they want their younger ones to look that great.
Exactly.
Yes. So that's what we are working on right now. We have different designs. I don't want to blow it. Different designs. You should check us out. So next month we are bringing out 2 new designs. Something out of the normal. Something that would definitely blow your mind. Yes. So that's what we are doing. For the men, we made a limited edition because Ninets was for women. But with the reception we are having, we think it would come to stay.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Wow, that's great. I hope it stays for the sake of Godwin.
I know, right?
I really do hope it stays. Well, there you have it. Fashion Wednesday. Today's hashtag on the AM Club.
Absolutely. And before you go, I was going to ask just some fashion tips for the guys out there, because she cater for guys too. She was telling me that someone like me would do well with pastel colors, whatever that means. Pastel color, I mean bright colors. Is that what you mean? Okay, so what fashion mistakes would you say, or what common mistakes would you say people make when it comes to fashion?
Okay, so sometimes it depends on where you're also going. What color are you choosing? So if it's supposed to be a celebration and all that, wearing a dull color is not good for you. You have to stand out. You have to be bright. Yes. So also, and when it's a sad occasion. So for instance, you're going to a funeral and you're all yellow and all that, and then everyone is wondering, where from this guy? Are you serious? Yeah, so you should know, first of all, you should know the occasion, and then also you should know what looks good on you, because you know, some people look good in red and others don't. People look good in red lipstick. I don't try red lipstick. Actually, it doesn't look good on me. So you should know what works for you. Usually dark guys don't like dark colors. They like something so we had very dark guys who didn't want the black shade because the 9X was specifically black with gold embellishment. So now we are bringing in navy blue, something that would help them. Yes,
anything blue is I love
great. Yes, so you definitely have to know your color and then what looks good on you. Yes, please.
9X, where can we find you?
Okay, so you can find us on Instagram, the same name, 9X with an underscore. The same on Facebook, 9X with an underscore, and also on Twitter, 9X with an underscore. And anytime you send us a message, we'll definitely respond.
There you have it. There you have it. And I'm going to repeat myself again because Godwin asked the question. So there you have it. Fashion Wednesday on the AM Club. We are done for today's hashtag, and we'll be right back with the plug. And you definitely want to stay with us because we have gospel singer Sensational Legion McLean
in the house.
Yes, in the house, and I'm so excited. So do make sure that you stay tuned right here on MX24. We'll be right back.
Semi ebreme na awaha na mnato nyumi ewo ibo kasem achiram ogana make you go
Goodness, how old were you when this song came out? I don't think I was born.
I was not born yet, but
I don't think I was born at the time.
Like I always say, I'm an old soul, so I love
am I.
high life. Anything
So am
high
I.
life is me.
Nana Kwame Ampedu, may his soul rest in perfect peace. On behalf of the entire team here at MX24, we commiserate with the family. Our deepest condolences to the family of Nana Kwame Ampedu. I remember my dad told me about this man. We were walking and he told me about this man. He said they used to call him Black Chinese or something. Black Chinese. And he's known to have composed over 800 songs.
Yes.
800 songs with his African Brothers Band.
Yes, and I think the last interview that he did at iWatch, he said that he had over 600 songs that he has not released yet.
My goodness. You know, he was born on March 31st, 1945 and died on 28th September, which was yesterday, 2021. He was 76 years old and he's known to be one of the foremost pioneers of high life music. May his soul rest in perfect peace. But away from Nana Kwame Ampedu for now, let's turn our attention back in studio as we have the one and only Luigi McLean joining us in studio. My brother, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the AM Club.
So did Eddie see your Reebok sneakers where he wearing me like that?
Cool down.
Eddie, Charlie, solid Reebok. Charlie, I don't see this Reebok in a while, bro. Looking fly, bro. Looking fly. Welcome to the AM Club. Officially, you're a member of the AM Club. Listen, we don't need to.
I feel at home already.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
There you go. It's good to have you, my brother.
Good to meet you.
And let's get straight into our conversation with you. Before we talk about your new song, Mala, I love what you're doing with the Ghana thing, and I know she's going to chide me for it and say anybody who comes into the studio and says they are Ewe or they are Ghana, then Godwin just So please,
okay,
I'm biased towards my people a little bit on a well, even if you're
Hey, they have started.
I can translate for you.
No problem, thank you. Because one thing they don't do is translate. They'll speak it and not translate, and they'll leave me out of the conversation.
I'm here today, so you're covered.
When you speak your French, do you tell us something?
Who do I speak French with?
Please don't mention French. I got 5 in BEC.
5 in French.
Yeah.
What does 5 mean?
Oh. You know, the one I think is distinction, right?
Yeah, 1A.
So just
B2,
count from 1 to 5.
5 and see where it is.
But I made it through.
That's great. So far as you made it through.
Once you can say merci beaucoup. That's
all
right. But Luigi, let's get into it, bro. I remember you came into the limelight. I remember you from campus, Legon. You were in Legon, right?
No, Tech. Actually.
Tech rather.
I just used to come.
Were you in AGCM?
No, Harvest.
Harvest rather.
I just used to come to Legon a lot.
And come and
don't ask me why.
I know your cousin Edma Clean talks about you a lot. So you came into the limelight a few years ago. I think when you featured on Joe Metals.
Yes.
Bononi, you know, McLean, my goodness, everybody was like, who is this gentleman?
Absolutely.
Wow, how has that been for you since then?
I mean, it's been an amazing journey. I never even dreamed. I mean, I always thought I would love to do music, but I didn't think it would be exactly like this.
Yes.
You know, prior to being called by Joe to do the song, I was just content with doing my BV. And it's actually something I love doing because I saw it as an opportunity to serve, you know. And so I enjoy doing it till I think the preparation towards his album recording, which is the God of Miracles. He just came to me after one rehearsal and was like, hey, you, that means don't learn this song, you're doing it with me. I was like, huh? Because I didn't expect it. But after a few practices here, then standing behind the mirror, singing to myself, looking how the body language is and all of that, the day came and then it happened.
God was glorified.
Do you know what? That is actually one of my, and I told Godwin this, is actually one of my favorite songs. The is it Bononi?
Bononi.
Yeah, Bononi. Not
It is you, Bononi.
Oh, Bononi. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
No, she has to get it. Bononi.
Bononi.
Not Bononi.
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 There we go.
Thank you.
Bononi sounds French. Bononi sounds French. Bononi. Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, I was telling Godwin this morning that I love to sing, by the way. So I want to sing the first 2 verses from your part, and then you sing the last 2.
No problem.
Yes?
And ladies and gentlemen, we're presenting to you Edma Ohimalawe featuring Luigi McLean on Bononi. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, please, we are doing karaoke here.
I'm sure they're cueing you.
Thank you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Never thought that you could love someone like me.
Woo! My goodness.
Wow. To give up your life for me, yeah.
You even go on and call me your very own, yeah. So grateful for your love, your mercy and grace. See, no one can do the things you do for me. No one else but you.
Amen.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Father, it's okay.
Why
you need a single voice? I don't understand, but it's okay.
No, you're part of you're the conductor.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's okay, but that was beautiful.
You even introduced us, so that was amazing.
That was beautiful.
That was amazing. Thank you for that. That made me very happy. Amen. Okay, so let's
talk about your single.
Yes.
It's a single.
Yeah.
Mala. Tell us about it.
It's from an experience I had like last year. You know, I was going through a tough time, and it was so tough. It actually made it difficult to pray at a point. And I just noticed that whenever I heard worship music or I sang, you know, it's easy to sing. It comes naturally. Yeah. And I believe as a gift, God gave it to me to be able to connect with Him. So when I couldn't pray, I found music as a place to connect with God. And through that, I started praying again. But I was looking for an answer, but God gave me this melody.
There you go.
And the melody came with a lesson that no matter how much you go through the mill and the trials, don't mark God by your present situation. Mark Him by the things He's done and the promises He has given to you.
If Adjoa is watching this, Adjoa Tinkrama, I hope Adjoa, this message is for you. I'm especially letting her know that this message is for her. And I love that you said that, you know, whenever you had a song, and for me, I've come to realize that he said he created us foremost. Why did God create us? To worship him, really. It's not even prayer, it's not the supplication, it's worship, to worship him basically. And it says that when we go to heaven, that's basically all we're going to do. So worship is such an important thing, and you're a fantastic worship leader. I think I've heard you minister at Airport City, where I belong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, and you are amazing. So Mala is on now, streaming everywhere.
Yes.
Before you finish, what does Mala mean?
I will sing.
I will sing.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. It means I will sing. That's what we're saying. Worship.
You.
I will sing. So it's on every platform.
It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Deezer. It's on Aftown.
There you go.
Everywhere.
There you go. You feature someone?
No, just me.
Just you.
I'll selfish this time.
That's absolutely great. Okay, so now let's move on to from the single, and let me ask you in terms of future plans. Sure. What do you have planned? I mean, you just released the song, yes, but then I also want to know what you have
so
planned.
this single is actually off an album.
Okay.
So we're still putting the ingredients here, a little dawa there, small, just cooking stuff. So hopefully by the end of the year it should be ready. Hopefully.
Okay, and in terms of collaborations, is there anyone in particular that would like to collaborate with?
Thinking, there's already a collab on this. I think I collabed with MOG.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to do something outside Ghana.
Right.
Probably Nigeria or South Africa.
Do I send Dusim?
Let's look at what God will do.
If you're looking for a backing vocalist, my brother, I can do them.
The bass.
At the back for you.
You actually do have an amazing voice,
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. But what would you say so far? What would you say is your favorite gospel artist? Let me put you on the spot. Who's your favorite gospel artist?
I mean, do you even have to ask?
I don't have to ask, guy.
Of course.
Of course.
It's just been a blessing to me, you know?
Anyways, and when we want to connect with you,
I mean, on social media, it's at Luigi McLean Instagram, at Luigi McLean Twitter, Luigi McLean Facebook.
Oh, we still have time. Before we wrap up the show, can we check out his single?
Yes, absolutely.
Producer, can we check out his new single, Mala?
I will sing, I will dance, I will praise you. I will sing, I will dance, I will praise you. Hey. You put a new song in my head. It's been you from the day that I was born. Lord, your love has carried me this far. For your grace and your mercy that you showered over me, I will sing of your love forevermore. It's been you from the day that I was born. Lord, your love has carried me this far. For your grace and your mercy that you showered over me, I will sing of your love forevermore. Hey, my love, my joy. In the morning when I rise, my love, my joy. For all you've done, and for all that you will do. Yeah, my love, my joy. Yeah, my love, my joy. My love, my joy. My love, my joy. Through the trouble and the pain, my love, my joy. For all you've done, and for all that you will do. My love, my joy. My love, my joy. When I count my blessings, I name them one by one. It's clear to see my life is a testimony for the hope and the joy that the world can take away. I will sing of your love forevermore. See when I count my blessings, I name them one by one. It's clear to see my life is a testimony, for the hope and the joy that the world can take away. I will sing of your love forevermore. Say my love, my joy. In the morning when I rise, my love, my joy. For all you've done, and for all that you will do. My love, my joy. Yeah. My love, my joy. My love, my joy. Yeah. My love, my joy.
and for all that you will do. Malama Joey, Malama Joey.
Yo, man. Malama Joey interpretation. I'll sing and praise you.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it. But you know, sometimes, for me, I love gospel music. Gospel music is one of the things that I listen to regardless of my mood. If I'm happy, if I'm sad, I just listen to it. And sometimes I don't even understand what they're saying, like, because I love South African gospel as well, and I never understand what they're saying. But it's just the feeling that comes with listening to it, and sometimes you don't know. Exactly, you don't know what they're saying, but you just know that it's something powerful. Yeah, it connects with you, and that's basically one thing with this song. I mean, I didn't even need to know what it meant. I just felt the connection. That's it.
We hope your morning has been blessed like ours right now, having 2019 Best Male Vocalist nominee at the VGMA Awards here with us in the studio. Luigi McLean, thank you so much for being with us. We're grateful. Come here anytime you want. Sure. We're ready to have you. I'm ready to take some music lessons. Singing lessons. I'll take it. No problem. But guys, thank you so much for also being a part of the show today. It's been an amazing run. We are excited to have you. Of course, first of all, we'd like to thank our guests who passed through the show on Lifestyle Daily. We discussed nudity, and we had nudity, whether it's an art form or it's a social threat. And we had Hola Manuvo director coming in, and also Dr. Obed Bwedi, who is a lecturer at the University of Ghana Sociology Department, I beg your pardon. And also Philemon, who is with the cybersecurity, he's a cybersecurity analyst and with the E-Crimes Bureau. Also on hashtag Fashion Wednesday.
Yes, we had Nanette Orleans Thompson. I love the name, so I remember
Nanette
it.
Orleans
Thompson, yes. And she came to show us how to do some DIY on her collection, which was very, very interesting. And the plug. We had the one and only Luigi McLean. Thank you so much for coming on the AM Club. And thank you also for watching the AM Club live on MX24. My name is Edma Ohimalawe, and you can contact me on all my socials at Edmalawe, EDMALAWER.
And mine at Godwin Namboh on all social media platforms. Of course, if you missed this show, if you missed any part of the show, you can catch it on our social media handle on YouTube and Facebook at MX24G8. We'll be back tomorrow with Throwback Thursday. We'll be having a health conversation as well, and we'll be enjoying ourselves as always. Have a good morning. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
In the morning when I rise.